Hi, I'm Jess Burke, Director of Marketing and Communications at ISHLT, and this is the ISHLT Employee Spotlight. And I'm here today to connect you with our Director of Meetings and Industry Partnerships, Jacky Schweinzger. Hi, Jacky.
Hey, Jess, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Well, thanks for letting me ask you a couple of questions today. I'm just going to dive right in and ask you a few things about your work here. So in a nutshell, do you want to tell folks what you do for ISHLT?
Of course. So I joined ISHLT in February of 2020, so right before the pandemic. Very interesting time to start as a meeting professional at the society. So I'm very anxious for Boston next year. I'm responsible for meeting management, and that includes evaluating destinations and now virtual platforms. I also negotiate vendor contracts and handle the annual meeting logistics. So in addition to this, it's really important to remain connected to my community, which is the hospitality community. So I remain engaged by being part of my society. It's really important to keep the finger on the pulse of meeting trends. I also participate on a customer advisory board for Lowe's Hotels, and I've been fortunate to have been invited to sit on other customer advisory boards for destinations. Another important component of my position is managing and developing industry relationships, and I help them reach their business goals while providing value to ISHLT members.
Well, fantastic. And I know the ISHLT community is in good hands with you as the meetings director. You really know your stuff. So I know you started before me, but I know we're both relatively new to the society, and I'd love to get your perspective on the ISHLT community. Could you describe that community in 3 words?
So that is really tough. And I feel like everybody says the same thing, that is really difficult. How do you describe an amazing group of healthcare professionals in 3 words is tough. I think I would say caring, committed, and selfless.
Totally. And everyone does say that that's hard, but then everyone does it beautifully. So good job.
Thank you.
So what makes your work with ISHLT rewarding? You know, I know you have experience in a bunch of different industries and you've really connected with this community. What really is satisfying about working here?
So for me, it's all about the people. Like my colleagues, it's rewarding to know that the work that we do contributes to making a difference in the lives of our members, whose goal is to improve patient care. The volunteer leader commitment to ISHLT is really incredible. As I mentioned, the community being selfless, and these are really selfless individuals. They're also very kind and really inclusive of the staff. I always feel like they're thanking us for the work that we do on their behalf, which feels really good. I also want to mention my amazing coworkers. So I am really fortunate to work with a team of smart and talented professionals who really care about the work that they do for ISHLT. And I just could not be luckier to work with such a great group of coworkers.
I love hearing that, obviously. And I feel like between the members and the rest of the staff, I'm just surrounded by genius every day, which is really wonderful. And that includes you. And I know that people are wanting to get to know you better. What is something that people don't know about you or might not know about you?
Sure. So, although my colleagues know this, ISHLT members would not. My parents are English and German, and I grew up in Asia. So I was really fortunate to have the most interesting upbringing and an opportunity to experience many different cultures and to travel the world. I've definitely missed traveling during the pandemic. But I would say that in ISHLT being an international society really resonates with me due to my interesting and unique upbringing and, again, having parents from Europe.
Yeah, you're an international person. You belong in an international society.
Thank you. I think so.
So, in the past, what is the best advice you've ever received? What kind of advice do you hold on to as you kind of navigate your life and your work?
The best advice I ever received actually wasn't really advice at all, but behavior traits that I learned from my mom. And that is to treat people with respect and kindness. When you do that, it builds positive relationships, it makes other people feel good, and it makes you feel good as well. And I just think, especially, everything that's going on in the world right now, if people treated others this way, it would really improve the world and just make it a completely different place. So I just feel really lucky to have had such an inspirational role model in my mom. And I strive to be like her every day in that regard.
I love it. And I think that you embody that in the way that you carry yourself through the day and your work. And I'm just so happy to be on the team with you. Is there anything else you want to share with the ISHLT community before we go?
Only that I am really excited to meet everybody in person in Boston next year. So look for registration to open in January of 2022.
I love it. I'm excited too. Thanks so much, Jacky. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Jess.